Well, I can tell you about the most recent thing that happened. This typical Steve. We had a deacon's dinner we were planning to have with Steve and Pam a few weeks ago. And it was supposed to be at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, or 4 o'clock. And so we're all here, and at 5 o'clock, Steve hasn't showed up yet. And so Hayward calls him, and guess what? He forgot. We all thought it was funny. I want to say congratulations on your retirement. You deserve it, and it's a big deal that you've made it. A lot of people nowadays don't stay on the same job for 30 years. But I just want to say thank you for all you've done for me and my family. All the times you came to the hospital and sit with us through surgeries and illnesses, and you've always been there. All the visits to our home, all the phone calls. We couldn't ask for a better pastor and friend.
Well, we were young Christians in our faith, and Steve was, to us, he just came across as very caring and loving, as he always does. And he was just what we needed. You know, he was just everything we really needed to teach us about God. And he stuck to the Word, and we love that. You know, that's what made us stay here, as he was really strong with God's Word and God's teaching. And you just can't replace that. He's irreplaceable. It's hard to put 30 years into words, you know, the appreciation we feel. Steve, you feel like family. When we first come here, you welcomed us with open arms, and all these years you've been teaching us and guiding us, and we feel like you've made us better people. You've made us stronger Christians with your teachings and your guidance. And we want to tell you how much we love you, and I know you're ready to move on and do this new life. And I recently retired a few years ago, and so you think you're gonna have all this time, but it quickly gets filled up. But we love you, and we really appreciate all you've done for us. And all the times you sat at the hospital, and you've been there through, countless surgeries, and you've baptized twice, baptized Carrie twice, and helped her through all her needs, and we appreciate all of that. We don't consider you just a pastor, you're a friend and family. So we love you, and go have some fun.
Steve and Pam, not really a funny story, but the thing that I will always remember from you guys being here is that you were always there. When the kids were born, anything happened, we knew that we could call on you, and you would always come. And for that, I'll be forever appreciative. And just wish you all the best. Come back and see us every chance you can, because we'll be looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks, and we'll talk to you later.
Steve, we're just so thankful that you have given this much of your life to our church. You've been such a blessing to all of us, and so easy to work with. No matter what we came up with and wanted to do, you always got as excited about it as we did. So especially with the mission kids, it's been such a blessing to be able to have you as our pastor and work with you for so many years.
Hey Steve, I've been trying to think for weeks what I would say to you as a farewell. It would take me a book and a long, long time to say everything you've meant to me and to my family. So the one thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for being there and being the constant as our pastor and our friend for all of these years. Thank you for being at every birth, every surgery, every good time and bad time in our life. You've always been there, and we love you so much for that. Just thank you for being real, for showing us what it looks like to be a pastor and not just your perfect side, that your flaws and all. Just thank you for everything. And if I have to think of a funny story to tell about you, it would be the surgery that Debbie had last, I was trying to dodge you that day. No, not really. We were super busy and failed to give you the instructions of the hospital Debbie was at and when her surgery was going to be. So I just settled down with a crazy work call after they took Debbie back for surgery, and I'd missed a call from you, and it said Steve Bass calling. I thought I'll call him back in a minute. And then the next thing I know, this lady taps me on the shoulder and says, "Do you know a Steve Bass?" And I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "He's on the phone for you." And I'm like, "Well, you can't hide from Steve. You are always there. We love you, we thank you, and we thank you for being a big part of our life. We're gonna miss you, but well done and happy retirement. Love you."
Yeah, I have several stories, but I can't, my mind's drawing a blank. Steve, we love you. Have a great retirement. Relax, enjoy your family. We'll always be here for you, and I look forward to the times we can get together.
The first time Steve came to our house, we made an immediate connection over the Tar Heels. So and he was a really big fan at the time. I know he doesn't follow it quite as closely now, but that was a quick connection, and we felt comfortable. And he was laid back nature, and we just love his preaching, and we're gonna miss him.
I remember one day we was doing the hanging of the greens, and I think he tripped on something, and then we kind of laughed at him in the sanctuary. He was going down by the trees. He done something, and I just cracked up laughing. So I want to wish him well. Hope he has, good retirement. We're gonna miss him when he's gone. And I hope him for the best. I really do.
I've been here for 3 years. I was very, very happy to meet him. He's been wonderful. I just absolutely adore him.
I wished him the best of luck, and I hope he will continue to come and see us and, keep in touch.
Hey, Steve, I just want to remember when, before you was even hired to be the preacher here at the church, you came by our house. My grandmother just died, and you and Pam took the time to come by and visit us. That meant so much to us. And then 2 years later, my other grandmother died, and we couldn't have a preacher at the time, and you stepped up and helped there, and we appreciate it. And you were there when my niece and nephew were born, and the good times and bad times. And I thank you so much, and I hope you and Pam have a great retirement.
I know over the years you've seen me going, yes, no. But I love you, and I remember when Steve first made a visitation to the house. Right after we came, once or twice, he came and visited us. And when we came back to the church, a couple Sundays later, Hayward was all ready to join. He thought he had found a home, so he, without even talking to me, he got up and he joined the church, went up there and wanted to be baptized. And I remember when Hayward walked up, I was sitting there and Steve looked at me and went. So Steve kind of coerced me into going ahead and joining the church. But I've not regretted it for a day. I love this church, and I love Steve and Pam.
I got a story about the time we were on the Easter service, and you were standing there, and you were like closing it, and you said, "And hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving." And then the entire church just started dying laughing, and then you just kept on going. You didn't correct it. You just said happy Thanksgiving. That was pretty fun.
Hi, Dad. Happy retirement. I'm really excited for you, and I'm also excited for me because I'm glad you're going to be able to come visit me more often. You have no excuses. You're going to need to get a thick coat because you can now come see me all year round, anytime, including Sundays. But yeah, I'm really excited for you. Happy retirement.
Oh, this is stressful. Okay. Hi, Papa. I love you. You give the best hugs, and since you're so tall and we're so short, you hug us like this. So it always squeezes our earrings, and our earrings go into our skull. I love you, Papa. I'll miss you. Even though I'll see you all the time. Okay, bye. You've been my Papa and pastor for 15 years. No, I'm gonna say more.
I'll change it. I can change something else. He hates, what's something that's funny is he hates rocking around the Christmas tree. Like, he hates that song. Also, he doesn't like cheesy Christmas movies. It's like a thing.
The Christmas tree.
It's your favorite.
Yeah.
Just for you. Okay, we
Love
did.
you, Mama.
Is it go? Oh, hi, Papa. So you've been my pastor and my papa for 15 years. And that's a long time. But you're retiring, so you won't be my pastor anymore, but you will always be my papa. Love you.
Hey, Steve. We're of course sad that you're going to be leaving us, but we're happy for all the good times that we've had together. I look back and think about so many memories that I have with you. They're both good and bad. You've been there for deaths and surgeries, as well as births and weddings, and it's been amazing. Of course, you're still part of our family, so I'll get to see you a lot more and continue on our life together. But just wanted to tell you what an inspiration you've been for me and my family, and just a rock for us, really, to help us as a family and as a couple, and just all around. I think about some of the funny things. The first time that we met you, we got to know you was we were at Oakdale Pool, having a swim party with the church, and me and Elizabeth were kind of wading around, and all of a sudden beside us we see these giant legs raised out of the water, and we both looked beside us and went, "Oh my gosh, it's the biggest legs we've ever seen." So you may not know this, but ever since then we've called you Big Leg Steve. Beck, you want to say something?
Oh yeah, just love you, Papa. You're the best pastor I could ever ask for. Your speech, it's gracious. Your sermons are always riveting. Just love you.
Love you, Papa. We're so excited for this new chapter of your life.
We're so excited to just keep doing life with you. So it's nice being related.
20 years ago, when we were in college and going on the Alaska trip, we did the little fundraiser, show, and I played you, and you had been having all of your surgeries, and so we really played that up, and I was in a walker, and I was decrepit and could barely make it on the stage, and Matthew was Pam, and he was throwing pills into my mouth, and it was a lot of fun, and hopefully we didn't step on your toes too bad that night, but that is a kind of one memory that jumps out. So again, we love you, and we are very excited for you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. Hey, honey, our life has been more blessed than we could ever imagine. Who thought we'd be able to work together on staff for 28 years, and then the last few years just serve as pastor's wife? You are who you are wherever you go, at home, at church, out in the city, and I love you because one of the reasons is your integrity and your love for Jesus, of course. I remember on staff, though, we would have an occasional disagreement over the mobile stage. And you said, "Nix it." And I thought, all these people who are involved, who've never been involved before. And I go from your office to my office, and I'm crying. And Elizabeth Puckett whispers, "Submit." And I go in my office and I think, she is crazy as a lunatic. I am right. And so I prayed, and I went back in your office and I said, "You're the spiritual head of the church and the home, and I will submit to you if you want me to stop this." And God worked on you, and you said, "No, this is His plan." And so I learned then, when we disagree, to state my opinion and then submit. And sometimes God changes your heart, and sometimes He changes mine, and sometimes He doesn't change either, but I just got to smile and go along with you. I love you, honey. I'm looking forward to years of leisure and retirement with you. I love you.